Okay, so in this video, I'll be talking about the passage Significant Cigarettes from Rose Tremain's novel The Road Home, which was published in 2007. So it's one of the most contemporarily relevant texts in the Edexel IGCSE English anthology, as it explores the extremely relevant issues of immigration, globalization, and consequences of political change for the ordinary person, as well as the misery, melancholy, mourning attached to being a migrant. Rose Tremain chooses to explore these largely through the character of Lev, who is forced to leave his homeland for England due to hard circumstances. So in this PowerPoint, I'll primarily be studying the character of Lev, how his feelings are explored, how language is used to paint a picture of him, and various other devices that are used to present him. We see that Lev uses a lot of pronouns to show that his heart will always be in Poland and won't fit in England, such as he uses our country and my home to reference Poland and their country and their village to reference places in England. The cigarette metaphor is very important in this text, hence its name. He has to give up smoking for the long bus journey, which is agony for him. Just holding on to a cigarette in his hand gives him comfort. This is much like his culture. He finds it very hard to leave it and wants to hold on to it. We also know that cigarettes are bad for the health. An excessive unwillingness to let go of his culture, therefore, is indicated as unhealthy and may come with an unwillingness to settle in a new one. This is further reinforced when Lev says that he will keep to himself in England as his heart is still in his own country. Lev's tone often seems sad, such as when he remembers his wife. His quote reminded Lev of the sulphur springs at Jor, where he'd taken Marina, just in case nature could cure what man had given up for lost. This next quote, his quote, storks had left, stork's nest, rain, I am lost, I wish for an interpreter, B&B, end quote. This also seems to reinforce this primarily through the use of words I've just put in italic, rain, I am lost, as these words may reflect his state of mind and his condition. The storks had appeared early in the text when Lydia tells Lev that she wished that she were a stork because you never see one dying. This is a reference to loss, which further adds to the melancholy. There's also a sense of frustration, tiredness, or desperation. Here's another quote. He sighed and said, I'll do any work at all. My daughter mine needs clothes, shoes, books, toys, everything. England is my hope. There's also an angry tone towards the end of the novel, the extract, sorry. He says, I'm going to their country now, and I'm going to make them share it with me. Their infernal luck. We see a bit of juxtaposition in this text, such as the outside world Lev is leaving. Here's the description. The fields of sunflowers scorched by the dry wind, the pig farms at the quarries and rivers, and the wild garlic glowing green at the edge of the road. So that's pretty nice description, I think. And then you get kind of a description of the bus, which is not out of choice, but it's a necessity for Lev. He's suffering from a lack of nicotine, the smell of an egg, which brings back bad memories over his wife's death. Okay, so I'll just run through the subject matter quickly. So in the text, Lev, widower, leaves his homeland to support his young daughter after the sawmill he worked at shut down. I'll also run through the point of view. The text is written by an omniscient third person who writes on behalf of Lev, explores his thoughts, what he sees, thinks, says, and hears. So I'll just talk about the structure here. Seeing as the text is an extract rather than a short story, its ending remains unresolved. But we do get a fair amount of insight into Lev's life, condition, necessities, and future plans. Okay, so in conclusion, the text explores the story of a man who's forced out of his homeland due to unemployment and a lack of job availability. It shows his understandable frustration through Lev's sad, even angry tone, and through the use of imagery, explores his attachment to his homeland even as he leaves for England, further explores the difficulty of leaving a homeland in which you still have people you love, which in Lev's case is his own daughter, or even just a place with which you have a deep connection with.